What's going on, guys? Do another commentary here. This time I'm rebuilding the Sacramento Kings. This one I decided to do because I do like the Kings in terms of their roster. However, their management as of right now, sorry, touch the mic, is pretty subpar. They had very bad trades recently and decisions, whether it's George Karl wanting to get rid of DeMarcus or things like that. And I just thought, you know what, I should fix it. So starting right off the bat, I traded away Ben McLemore for our first round pick because we traded it away a few years ago. I forgot what trade it was. But I had to get it back because I thought that the Kings weren't going to do that well this year. So I wanted their pick back. So hopefully I could get a top pick. However, if we do well, it's a win-win, because if we do bad, we get our pick back. We do very well, then we don't even need our pick. But that's the way I try to look upon it. Sorry about the fans, it's very hot in this room right now. And a lot of these trades, again, I don't like, so I just turn off the trade finder or the trade options. I just didn't want to deal with it. And we're going through the first season, really don't care about what happens this season, just want to have a decent season, or just to progress and hopefully just get a championship very soon. And we're right around the trade deadline, and I don't think I did any trades at all. I didn't really want to do any trades in the first place, except for that Ben McLemore trade because I wanted a first round pick back. And I know Rudy Gay goes for quite a bit in terms of his value, but there's nothing that I would do this season because he, the contract, he has a big contract, but which means you'll have to take a big contract back as well. And they most of the time they turn out to be guys who aren't as good as him, who have worse contract or just slightly better. But so I just decided to keep him for this first season at least. Another thing I want to do is shed a lot of salary because there are a lot of decent free agents after the first year. Of course, there's LeBron you sometimes get. Then there's like Marcus Gasol, Al Jefferson, Paul Millsap, those kind of guys. So I really want to make sure I can get somebody. So at the end of this, I'm going to spoil it a little bit, but I'm going to be trading away a lot of my veteran guys. But here's the awards. Westbrook, Jabari, Quincy Acey won Most Improved, which I was really surprised by. But you could see that starting out quick enough. I try to slow it down a little bit, but I end up not doing so. And DeMarcus Cousins makes the second team. However, he's injured, and he has shoulder tendonitis, actually. I kind of waited a little bit too long to say what it was. But anyways, we do pretty well this season. There's no one on rookie teams for us, I believe. But we do have a couple guys who are pretty hurt. But we end up making the 8th seed somehow, which isn't that good, but it's not bad either, so we'll take it. And we're going up against the Spurs, so I have almost no hope in my team of doing anything, and we get bounced in the first round. And the finals end up being the Bulls versus the Trailblazers, and the Bulls end up winning. And Jimmy Butler, no surprise, wins finals MVP. We got a couple guys who retired from our team, and I really didn't care. And here's the draft lottery, and since our pick is back with us, it does not matter. We're in it. So I'm trying to move up in this draft, and I see the Nuggets are willing to trade their pick, the 5th overall, I believe. And I'm trying to find who I can trade away to get it. And I'm looking to shed salary as well, as I mentioned earlier. So I see this trade. I get rid of Jason Thompson and Nick Stauskas. Even though I like Stauskas, he doesn't have a rookie scale salary, which is kind of high because he was a lottery pick. And Jason Thompson had a big contract, so I'm trying to get rid of all this. And now I'm trying to get the Magic pick, the 3rd overall. And I'm looking who I can give away to end up picking up that number 3 pick. And most of the time I have to give up my pick or someone else. So I give up my pick and a future first rounder for that. And finally, I'm trying to find a trade for the 1st overall pick by the Pistons. So I trade away Carl Landry, the 3 pick and another pick, and I end up getting only Cartier Martin and the 1st overall pick back. So I shed a lot of salary right there. And I'm just trading away the last pick in the draft I got somehow. And I give away Eric Moreland as well. But here we go straight into the 2015 draft. I had no idea who I wanted to pick this year. Because we already have a center, so I wasn't going to go for like Jaleel or I might have gone for Carl Anthony beforehand. I was thinking about this, but here we are. Adam Silver's up there looking all tough, trying to impress the ladies out there in the stands, even though he has a wife. Not saying anything, always want to impress everyone out there. However, I'm thinking about who I should pick. And usually there's about 4 or 5 people I target when I have the first overall pick, such as God, what are the names? D'Angelo Russell, Towns, Okafor, Moutier, and Hazonia. Like, those are the guys I usually see, and I got a lot of picks. And so we're about to make this pick, and I'll let it go for right now. And here comes Adam Silver, who's going to announce the pick. 3, 2, and here we are. We got D'Angelo Russell. Yeah, I don't have the audio on in the background because it kind of screws up my recording, so I'm going to sim the rest of the draft. Nothing too important, really, in terms of what happened, because I have no more picks, and I don't usually pick up rookie free agents, so I don't care who goes where too much. Sometimes I'll look and be surprised if someone slips or they move way up. I know Cameron Payne is usually rated really high, but he drops a lot usually. So that's just like an example of what happens. And yeah, we're going through the draft right now. First round's over, so we're going to the second round. And there you are, Cameron Payne, 3rd pick in the second round. So he did drop a lot this year. Well, just like every other association or MyLEAGUE I've done so far, he has dropped significantly compared to his overall rankings. And so we're almost finished up. And of course, Ryan Boatwright from UConn got drafted in the second round. Well, I liked him because he goes to UConn, good school. And we're just about finished with this draft. Really don't care at this point of who goes where, who's the free agents, but we're moving on to signing my draft picks and the free agents and whatnot. And here's D'Angelo Russell, the 77 overall point guard you see all the time. I'm trying to sign LeBron because, you know, it's LeBron. However, it's going to take a lot of money to get him and a lot of enticing that I probably don't have. I only have about, $20 million in cap room, and he doesn't look too happy, so I'm just trying to find anything to make him happy, whether it's giving him a no-trade clause, a player option, 1-year deal, stuff that he might like, and there's nothing too much, so I'm just trying to give him the best thing there is out there, which is a 1-year deal plus a player option, no trade clause, gives him the most interest, it seems. And I'm just messing around trying to find anything that will make him happy, and it's taken way too long. I don't know why I just didn't try to give it to him, but he declines the offer, so I'm like, alright, there's no way I'm getting him. So I'm moving on to the rest of the big name free agents. I'll give Paul Millsap a decent amount of money. I believe that was $14 million a year for 4 years. Kevin Love, I want to give him some money too. I like Kevin Love, and I think he'll fit well on this team. Marc Gasol, throw some money at him. Greg Monroe, I don't know, maybe he'll join us. Draymond Green, another power forward. I'm looking at a lot of power forwards. Brandon Knight, I'll throw money at maybe as a shooting guard or a backup point guard, or I don't know. And I have 5 guys here who I have to decide upon who I'll get, and I want Kevin Love the most because even though it says he's an 82, he gets up to 90 within a season for the most part. And I really wanted Brandon Knight as well, but I was off by only a couple million between my overall salary and I think the mid-level exception. I couldn't get much. Yeah, it's a pretty loud motorcycle. You're a pretty cool kid. So I'm looking for anyone else I can pick up for cheap to round out my roster, at least make my team a little bit better, or at least people I can use to trade away and get better players. And I can't really find anyone as of right now. I'm seeing guys who will accept some offers, but no one who's like too enticing for me to go after, really, or put any big money into. I like Shumpert, but he's taking too much. Enes Kanter would be nice, but he takes too much. So I'll give Jamal Crawford a 1-year deal. He's a decent player, and he usually does pretty well in this game. And now I'm just signing the guys from my team to a 4-year contract. Except for, well, not Reggie Evans, because he's kind of old, but I'm giving Derek Williams a long contract. So I can have more people on my team, and it doesn't go against me for my salary cap when I go at this time. And I'm going to send DeMarcus Cousins to, actually, Rudy Gay to perimeter shooting. I forgot what I was going to do. And so right off the bat, you know, I have to make some trades. I'm trading with D'Angelo Russell and Jamal Crawford. And I'm looking for someone who I can get in return. They both have a pretty big salary of about a combined just about $9 million a year. And I'm looking if I can get a really good shooting guard or a point guard out of this. I do have Darren Collison, but I do get Victor Oladipo, who is very good in this game, and I do enjoy playing with him, and he progresses very nicely, and he's a good defender. So now I'm trying to trade away Rudy Gay and Quincy Pondexter. They have a big salary combined of about $15 million, and I ended up getting Kawhi Leonard and Corey Joseph. Usually I get Kawhi Leonard in almost all my my leagues, at least I try to. And Corey Joseph is a very good young player that you can have on your team as like a 7th or 8th man. Because I believe he has a 78 or something like that, which is a very nice rating to have on your team. So this season I'm trying to do very well because my team's kind of better set up to do well in the playoffs or throughout the season. Having the lineup of Darren Collison, Oladipo, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Love, and of course down low is Boogie. And then my bench is alright. I only know Corey Joseph off the top of my head, so I'm just trying to do a little bit better this season. I think I can because it's a lot better than last season. I made the 8th seed somehow, so maybe I can finish very top of the West and maybe make some noise in the playoffs. Usually I cut off my project if I don't win in 3 seasons, and the second season, if I don't win it, it's not that big of a deal because usually I'm able to keep my team around after that season for the 3rd season, then build upon it. So that's why I'm not too worried about the season in terms of if I did well or not. And we're in February right now. It's getting close to the trade deadline once again, an All-Star weekend. I really didn't check who made the All-Star team on my actual team. I should have, but I'm too lazy to do that most of the time. And I don't know why I'm staring at this screen so long. But we're going through with it and cruising our way right through the NBA season. And I can't see the record entirely on my screen, but it does look pretty good. I think it's 47-16 when I try to look at it. The screen's pretty small, but it looks pretty decent for me in terms of our win-loss. And with a good win-loss, we get a very good seeding and hopefully home court advantage for the playoffs. Maybe we can actually win the finals this year. It's very unlikely, but we can always hope and try. So we're getting very close to the very end, and I get hit with a glitch, so I don't know who's on my team or who made the All-NBA teams. And DeMarcus Cousins is out for the season with a fractured leg. There goes my luck. So for here, I'm trying to find out who my center was, and it ends up being Earl Barron or Baron. I don't know how to say his name. I just remember he played for the Suns this year, I think, and the Knicks a couple years ago. He's not good. That's how weak my bench is. So right now I'm going to do sim with Simcast because we were in a game 7, and it's a very close game throughout this entire game when I'm simming, and I'm getting kind of nervous because I don't want to be bounced in the first round by the freaking Mavericks, who are pretty bad in this game for the most part because they make Dirk just like his range just goes straight down after the first season, it seems to be, and they really don't build around him, I don't think. And we end up winning. Sorry the game's not over, but it looked like we were going to win. But we win our Game 7. Here comes the MVP and everyone else. So Kevin Durant wins MVP once again. D'Angelo Russell, who we traded away, was Rookie of the Year. Shabazz, 6-man. And then we have, it's too fast, Derrick Rose on Most Improved, which is kind of surprising. And I believe that was DeAndre for Defensive Player of the Year. So we are going through this round. I had to simulate the current round. And we're going up against the Spurs just like last year. And I'm trying to take them out pretty quickly. And I believe it's a 3-3 series right now, so I have to go to Simcast to decide the Game 7, and we have home court, of course, because I believe they were the 4th or 5th seed, while we were were they? I don't know, but they were a much lower seed than us, regardless, and we are absolutely destroying them. We're up by at least 30 for most of this game, and we end up winning by a margin of almost 40 points. We end up winning by only 39, though. Ooh, so bad. And we're up going against... It's 1-2 with the Thunder being the 1st seed and we're the 2nd seed going into the conference finals. And right there I was talking about Earl Barron is our center, which is very bad to have in terms of a starting center, especially when the rest of my team is at least, I think, an 82 and above. And we end up getting eliminated in the conference finals, but the Raptors somehow win the finals. And there you go. DeMar DeRozan wins finals MVP. Jameer Nelson, who was on our team, somehow got he retired, and so I'm looking for who's available for head coaches, and there's Doc Rivers and Greg Popovich. I have to go for one of those two because George Karl, he has only decent stats, while Greg Popovich has beautiful stats, and I have to go for that. So I had some guy named Senny I didn't want to keep, but I got Oladipo back, and I had no draft picks this year, so that's why I skipped the draft entirely. So I'm looking for guys who I can sign on my team, and I just did that right there to find out how much money I had. And I can kind of like aim for targets around that much money. I believe it was, I think I only had the mid-level exception, which was like 5.5 million. So I'm looking at Jonas Jerebko, who played for the Celtics this year and did very well for them. And I'm trying to sign him. OJ Mayo looks like he can be signed as well. and I'm just trying to find anyone who will be a good fit for my team for not much money. And I had to sim another day in free agency because no one would sign. I see Tony Roten's available, who I kind of like. He's a tall point guard. He's a terrible shooter though, but he's a good defender and all-around player. Besides his shooting, and offensively, he is a good playmaker. So I decide, you know what? Why not get him? He's pretty young as well. I didn't show it really that much. I kind of skimmed by it too quickly, but I sent DeMarcus Cousins to rebounding. Now I'm trying to look for a better point guard because even though Darren Collison's a good point guard, he's not great. So I'm trading away him and Tony Roten, my 2 point guards, for a better one, and I am getting someone pretty decent in the terms of Kyle Lowry, who won the finals last year. So I do have a better team now once again. I did lose a little bit on my bench, but I did get a much better point guard, or at least overall wise. He is getting old, so I have to win this season. Otherwise, his rating will be way down real quick. And yeah, we're going through this season, not really caring too. Sorry about that little interruption right there. But yeah, I believe I was talking about not caring too much about how we do entirely in the regular season, because this is the third season actually, and at this point I want to win, and there's a lot of motorcycles outside the window, but I really want to win this season. I do not like having any seasons or any videos where I have to wait until the fourth season to make any kind of impact. So that's why I traded for Kyle Lowry. You know, I just want to win the playoffs this year. I really don't care if we win 40 games or 70, just as long as we can make it to the finals. So we're in middle of January, nothing too spectacular about our team. We have a pretty decent record. I believe we are 39-12 the last time I checked my screen, and we just made through the All-Star break. And once again, I feel kind of stupid because I did not check once this entire game plan, I'm pretty sure, of anyone who made the All-Star team. I did see who was on the All-NBA and defense and all that kind of stuff, but no one who was on the All-NBA teams. So that kind of sucked. I kind of wish I did that a little bit, but it doesn't really matter. All that matters for me when I play is I want a good team that wins the finals. Not really looking for individual accolades. And the season's almost over. Regular season, that is. James Harden for MVP, some guy I don't know. And Shabazz wins 6th Man of the Year. Greg Popovich for Coach of the Year, I believe once again. And I'm going to show you the All-NBA teams. There's a couple guys who are injured. Kevin Love is actually injured, back spasms. That's the only guy I really care about in terms of injuries. Kawhi Leonard does make the All-NBA third team, which is very nice to have on my team. He does also make the All-Defensive team. I don't know if that's first or second, couldn't really see. But we're showing the playoffs right now. And we're going up against the Thunder, which is pretty funny because I believe they were the first seed last year, and now they're the 8th seed, so they had a pretty big drop. But we ended up doing pretty well against them. We're going up against Portland, pretty good team, I believe. But, you know, we're a juggernaut. We're not going to lose to Portland. We have a pretty good lead on them. It does end up coming down to, I believe, a Game 6, but we're going into the conference finals against the same state rivals in the Golden State Warriors, but we end up beating them, and we're going up against the Raptors, who won the NBA Finals last year. So this is going to be kind of a hard game to win in terms of their playoff success, but we do have one of their best players in Kyle Lowry. So this is Game 6. I'm simcasting it. I kind of want to win, but we're on the road. And, you know, the animations are a lot better when you win at home because the little confetti or whatever blows up. It's like, hey, we did something right. Compared to on the road where it's just like, oh, your team celebrating. It gets kind of depressing. So I want to win at home. That's why I'm not trying to intervene in this game. So we're losing big time. We lost by 11. So it's taking it to Game 7, but we have home court advantage at this point. And I really want to win this game really bad, as I'm not going to deal with another season of rebuilding. I absolutely can't stand if it takes to the 4th season. I believe almost any team can take to the 3rd season. If you don't think so, tell me a team down below and I'll try it out. Don't know when I'll post it, but I'll try it out as long as it's before 2K16 comes out, because I will be redoing this series once that game comes out. So we have a pretty big lead, so I'll jump right into the game now. We should have a 20-point lead with about 30-something seconds left. I don't know. I can't read it entirely. And I don't know what I'm doing right now. Just trying to maybe get some points or whatever, as there's almost no way that they can have a 20-point comeback in 30 seconds. There's one guy on my team who actually played a little bit in terms of after I finish this, because, you know, we won the title by now, is Lucas Nugeta. he's very fun to play with because he's tall, skinny, athletic, and he's a great shot blocker and dunker. So he's fun to use on my team. I tried him out in the training mode or something like that, and it was pretty cool to use him. Nice afro too, and look at this block by him, very aggressive. I did enjoy using him a lot. And oh, I think that was an excessive timeouts call. I get that a lot because I don't check the little meter, or I can't see. I have bad vision of the timeouts meter, and most of the time I end up just freaking calling a timeout when I have none. But it really doesn't matter, as we have a 21-point lead with about 9 seconds left, I believe. Yeah, pretty much, give or take. So they're going to inbound the ball, and no matter what happens, we're going to win the finals. I'm not getting too excited because it didn't happen yet. We don't know. Well, yeah. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm bringing it up court. We just got seconds left. Kevin Love for 3, and he somehow makes it. So we're delaying the celebration just by a couple more seconds. And they inbound it right here. Can't do a thing with it. And the Sacramento Kings win the NBA title in 2017. The way that they're playing now, I almost guarantee they won't win a title in 3 years. They're end up going to do it, and I'm going to look like an idiot. But, the way that their organizations run currently, it just seems like they're not going to do well for quite some time unless they finally get things straight with their owner, their coach, their GM, and all those issues. But anyways, we won the finals. So, my regular deal, I'll show you the team and all that stuff, finals MVP. And, players are celebrating, they're patting up their coaches, other coaches, all that stuff. Once again, tell me if you like the background music. I think it makes it a little bit better, so you don't hear just my voice and maybe some background noise. And occasionally you'll hear game sounds, maybe you'll hear something else. I choose songs that usually don't have words in it, or if they do have words at the beginning, I'll cut it out. And I do like having a little bit of like a beat or some sort of noise in the background. Makes it a little bit more cool and awesome, at least in my personal opinion. Tell me what you think. And right here, DeMarcus Cousins ends up winning the Finals MVP as he's holding up the smaller trophy, and he held up the big one before. I believe that's how you know who it is. So there we go. We won the title with the Kings. So if you think that was a pretty impressive, give me a like, comment if you like anything from this video or what I can improve upon. Share with your friends if they watch 2K, and subscribe because I'll be posting some more of this. I know I'll be posting news. I don't know if I'll be posting many more rebuilds. Getting kind of busy right now because going back to school and whatnot. So here's my team. Didn't really read them off, but the main team. And then Matt Barnes was also on my team. Didn't even know that. So heading to the off season right now. I had no injuries in the finals, which was really surprising, especially since everyone else got injured during the regular season. And DeMarcus Cousins wins Finals MVP, as you saw before, and the video is about to wrap up. So thanks guys for watching. Make sure to tune in next time. Have a good day. Peace.